On DC News Now, the holiday rush is here and travelers eager to get going.
Yeah, it's just to pack your patience and, just remember everybody's in the same boat together.
We are taking a live look at the roads, train tracks, and airports on what you can expect.
Today, with a grateful heart, I am announcing that I will not seek a fourth term.
After more than a decade as D.C. Mayor, Muriel Bowser announcing she will not run again. What Washingtonians want to see from the next mayor.
We're tracking a few rain showers overnight tonight, some patchy fog that can limit visibility for hitting the roadways early tomorrow. The latest details coming up.
The fact that an innocent life has been taken so soon is the worst part.
A father charged with murdering his infant daughter. What court documents reveal and how neighbors are reacting. Plus, the Commanders getting into the spirit this holiday season will take you to their Thanksgiving giveaway.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan. Susan Tran has the night off. We are in the thick of the holiday rush with millions of travelers already heading out of town. A live look at 495 in McLean, Virginia on the left side of your screen and 270 in Clarksburg, Maryland on the right, where traffic seems to be moving pretty steadily here. We'll check back in on the roads in a moment. But first, let's get a check on the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jackie Lair as we get ready to head into the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. So many people out on the roads and skies and trains, and it's a little miserable out there. You have to deal with some fog as well.
We do. I mean, we're going to be tracking that low visibility over the course of the overnight tonight. Still a few showers around, though, into early tomorrow morning to contend with. But here's a view of the radar, though. Over the last several hours, a few of those rain showers, those at least the first batch has pushed its way off towards the north and east. A few more rain showers farther south and west, and that's associated with that cold front. Cold front will eventually slide across the area later in the day tomorrow, but ahead of it, we'll be tracking those high temperatures right around 70 tomorrow afternoon. So unseasonably warm out there for your Wednesday afternoon. But as we take a closer look, though, that batch of rain that we dealt with earlier today that has since lifted its way off towards the north and east. A few lingering rain showers out towards western Maryland. More rain on the way farther south and west of our area. So a brief break in between that first batch and a few lingering rain showers farther south and west. Visibility, it is low, especially along parts of the I-81 corridor, down about a mile or less from Martinsburg to Hagerstown, Winchester, even out towards Woodstock, less than a half a mile there. Manassas, Culpeper, you're also less than a half mile in both of those areas. DC, the latest update is that we are seeing clear conditions. However, that could change over the course of the next several hours. We'll have more details, timing it all out, coming up.
All right, Jackie, we'll see you then. It is planes, trains, and automobiles. Millions of people already on their way to their Thanksgiving destinations. AAA saying this is the busiest day for travelers. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live in Southwest DC. And Daniel, we saw some slick roads out there, but they've been busy all afternoon and evening.
They have been, Chris. People are going to their destinations all over town. It has quieted down a little bit here in D.C., but we can expect that to pick up tomorrow afternoon as more people hit the roads. With more than 73 million people expected to be on the roads, drivers are mentally preparing.
Heading up to New York tomorrow to visit family and looking forward to sitting in traffic for way too long.
The Thanksgiving travel rush is here and area highways are packed.
I typically drive all the time, but with this weather, yeah, a little nervous.
Kira McGilberry is leaving at the crack of dawn from D.C. to Mississippi Wednesday morning.
4 a.m. Try to make it. It's like a 16-hour drive. So leave at 4. I should make it there at 8 p.m. tomorrow, hopefully.
At Union Station, Amtrak was the best option for Jesse Layton.
My wife doesn't like my driving.
No, his wife Maureen has a different reason for taking the train.
Thanksgiving traffic, and the train is so relaxing. We took 2 trains, one from Doylestown to Philly and one from Philly here, and now we're getting picked up and for a lovely weekend.
Amtrak says last year more than 1.2 million people traveled by rail, and last week they were predicting double-digit growth in early bookings.
We like the train. It's convenient to get onto. It's about the same distance as going to the airport, but it's just more pleasant.
No matter where you're going.
It's just to pack your patience and, just remember everybody's in the same boat together.
Now, the woman you just heard from there told me that she's not going to be leaving until noon tomorrow. That is an hour later than AAA suggests you hit the road to avoid that traffic. No, you are going to be in some long lines of traffic if you are driving tomorrow afternoon. We're live in Southwest. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Yeah, take your time. Be safe out there. Daniel, thanks. All new tonight. One person is dead, 3 hurt when an ambulance crashes with a car in Fairfax County. Police say it happened around 4 this afternoon in Herndon outside Worldgate Plaza near Dulles Airport. They say a Fairfax County fire and rescue ambulance was responding to a call at the time. Now, a passenger in that car died at the hospital. The driver of that car and 2 members of the ambulance crew also taken to the hospital. We're told they are expected to be okay. We are following developing news tonight at 9. President Trump claiming the district is now completely safe, saying there hasn't been a murder in months. Take a listen.
It is now considered a totally safe city. I won't tell you about murders. We're having murders, like a lot of murders, on a weekly basis. We haven't had a murder in 6 months, and it's really been a beautiful thing to see. So Washington, D.C. is now a totally safe city, and a year ago it was
Well, that is not the case. D.C. police data is showing there have been 7 murders this month alone, and there are at least 28 unsolved murder cases that have happened in the past 6 months. We did reach out to D.C. police for comment and for full numbers on crime in that period. They sent us to their website showing here the crime statistics. Well, lawmakers from the DMV looking to crack down on bad apple gun dealers. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen and Congressman Jamie Raskin, plus Virginia Congressman Don Beyer, all Democrats, introduced the ATF Improvement and Modernization Act. It would make changes to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms by allowing the agency to permit stricter rules for gun dealers and make data collected more accessible to the public. Lawmakers say the Trump administration is attempting to merge the ATF with the DEA while slashing their budget by 30%. Well, developing tonight, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser deciding it is time to step aside. She says she will not run for a 4th term. D.C. News Now's Ben Dennis joining us live tonight in DuPont Circle. And Ben, her administration has endured the pandemic, 2 presidents, and a federal takeover of D.C. And her announcement really catching a lot of people by surprise.
After nearly 11 years in office, Mayor Muriel Bowser is bowing out, taking to social media today, not only touting her accomplishments, but saying it's time for new leadership. The question tonight, who might step into the role, step into the race, and how might they move D.C. forward?
Today, with a grateful heart, I am announcing that I will not seek a 4th term.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser telling Washingtonians she won't run for re-election, the beginning of the end of a decade-long era for the district.
As a Washingtonian, I think she's done a tremendous job.
I would like to see someone out and about more, doing everyday things instead of photo op.
From advisory neighborhood commissioner to city council and her first election as mayor in 2014, Bowser's announcement about her upcoming exit cited accomplishments, including keeping the Wizards and Capitals in town and bringing the Commanders back to the RFK Stadium campus.
Welcome home.
Do you credit that to her? Yes, indeed. The RFK Stadium. Yes, indeed.
She's also led the largely Democratic voting bloc through the first Trump administration, but faced recent criticism from some who say she's walking a fine line of politics as the National Guard took the city's streets over the president's crime concerns.
We also brought our city back from the ravages of a global pandemic and summoned our collective strength to stand tall against bullies who threaten our very autonomy while preserving home rule. That is our North Star.
Bowser would have tied Ward 8's Marion Barry for longest-serving D.C. mayor if she won another term. Ward 8 Councilman Trayon White was asked about Bowser opting not to run.
You won't see me crying about it. You know, I think that we have to unify our community to make sure whatever leadership we have in D.C., that people are a priority.
So who might run? The D.C. Office of Campaign Finance says several people have said they're in it to win it, though they have relatively low name recognition. Meantime, speculation surrounds council members Kenyon McDuffie and Janice Lewis George, whether they enter the race.
What qualities do you look for in your next mayor?
Someone who's not afraid to fight.
The clock is now ticking for somebody to jump into this race and declare their candidacy. There is a deadline to do that, March the 18th of next year. The primary election is on June the 16th. What's new? Well, ranked choice voting will be how voters select their candidates. Preferential vote, if you will, from top to bottom of the ticket. That voting format will be the first it's going to be rolled out on the ballot since a law to make that happen went into effect. In Northwest D.C., Ben Dennis, back to you.
All right, Ben, thanks. And speaking of ranked choice voting, an update in District 7. Ward member Wendell Felder introducing legislation requiring the Board of Elections to assess if D.C. is ready to implement ranked choice voting during the next election. It comes after the election agency presented their plan to council yesterday. Ranked choice voting, that's a form of voting that allows people to rank their top candidates for each open position. D.C. Board of Elections says it is on track to roll out the new system for June's primary and November's general election. Felder says the legislation is not designed to delay the rollout, but it's likely it could. Leaders in Montgomery County are encouraging neighbors to give back by volunteering and donating. 70,000 federal workers call the county home. The shutdown really has created immense challenges for so many families and for nonprofits trying to help. That's what led to the county's new Montgomery Gives Local campaign.
74% of nonprofits have seen a decline in individual donations. 2/3 have seen a decrease in that corporate and that foundation support.
Nonprofits are our greatest partners. They reach people that are in need quickly, but they can't do it alone. They need our support and they need the community to give as well.
To learn more about how you can get involved with the Montgomery Gives Local campaign, we have a link on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Several events across the DMV are offering families free holiday meal kits and turkeys. Thousands of federal workers and SNAP recipients on the sidewalk outside of a Giant in Northwest D.C. The D.C. United Foundation partnering with the grocery chain hand out 2,000 holiday meal kits. And across town in Ward 8, Councilmember Trayon White hosting a turkey giveaway as well. Neighbors receiving fresh produce and turkeys as many continue to struggle with inflation and federal cutbacks.
You know, some people don't have food stamps to provide and stuff like that, so this food is like super expensive. So now that I'm here, everything that I would have to pay for cash, yeah, we got it here.
Well, this was the 9th annual Ward 8 turkey giveaway. More than a dozen volunteers worked to make Thanksgiving possible for so many families. Well, happening on Thanksgiving Day, America's Trot for Hunger 5K is hosted by an organization called So Others Might Eat, or SOME. It is happening in the district. That means parking restrictions and closures. Several go into effect tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Now, the earliest streets could reopen is 11:30 Thanksgiving morning, so just keep that in mind if you'll be in D.C.